Welcome back to the show. I want to remind you, we're all over social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our official website, thestephenknightshow.com. Check us out on YouTube. Again, you can see us now. And yeah, connect with us. All right, so a lot of people have been doing the battles, the Instagram battles, a lot of the major artists. Well, people have been calling for 50 Cent and Ja Rule to do one. Looks like that's not going to happen anytime soon. But 50 Cent said in a recent interview with Big Boy Neighborhood on his show that he sees it a better battle would be between him and Snoop. He said hit to hit. He said it would make more sense catalog wise, me and Snoop, because we would compete every step of the way. Ja Rule, he got like 5 or 6 good duets. He pretty much said that all Ja Rule's hits are with women, except for the one song he had by himself, Holla Holla. Now, Ja Rule said that he probably wouldn't be interested in doing with 50 Cent anyway because he called 50 Cent petty. And he says that 50 Cent like to start stuff. And so it probably wouldn't work out well anyway. And he wouldn't want to mess up the culture, the hip hop culture by doing that. In other news, Ray J was on Wendy Williams last week, and she asked him about him being in a battle, and he said that he doesn't have enough hits to do that, but he would love to see Brandy and Monica do it. Now, Brandy, when she was asked about it, she promoting her new single, "Baby Mama," she said that she's not sure about it, but she's open to it. She said she's always open to it. Monica pretty much said that she doesn't want it to be anything kind of messy because she don't like the word battle. She likes the more of uplifting the music. She likes the concept of it all because it's all uplifting music. And she said that pretty much for the last 20 some years, they put her against Brandy. And she said, we're polar opposite. She's one of the greatest of our time, but we're very opposite. And at the end of the day, you can like both of us. So she said if it's something about celebrating music, she'll do it. But if it's about battling, she's not interested. Who are any artists that you would like to see battle or go live on Instagram?
I think I want to address what Monica said because I've been struggling with that as well because I've seen a few of the battles. I think it's important to keep in mind that these are all people who are respective artists in their own, in their own rights. And so the whole idea of battle kind of something that I've been struggling with as well. It doesn't seem like a battle. It's been actually really awesome experiences when we tune in and celebrate the culture together. So I think she's absolutely right. But I would love to see her and Brandy do some where they go back and forth with their music or each go live and do their own music, like Babyface and Telly Riley did. But I also think that the situation with 50 Cent and Ja Rule, I think Ja Rule is 100% correct because it would turn into a messy, petty situation that's going to really disrupt what this whole movement is about. And I think it's about positivity. It's about celebrating our culture, celebrating our music, celebrating that feeling we got when we listened to the songs and back in the day and those good
Taking
feelings. And so I think in the scope of celebrating music and providing good vibe and good feelings, that's not a good idea. And 50 Cent's comparing himself to Snoop, I think that's completely they're completely different times in the music history in industry. I think Snoop was like back in the 80s was when he started. In 2000s was when 50 first released his first album. So I think that that match wouldn't be a good match, but not to say it wouldn't be a good situation where they can play music back and forth and we can enjoy each of their music. But I think that's what we need to start looking at it as instead of putting people against each other. And I've been really proud of us. They haven't made a big deal out of who won and who didn't win. I've heard a few people here say that this person won.
It was not huge.
Most of it's just been people enjoying the fact that the music that makes us feel good is back on top, and we don't have to listen to the littles anymore. Little this, little that.
Little this, little that.
And we have no clue what they're talking about.
What about you, Chika?
So I'm very excited about Jill Scott and Erykah Badu coming up on the night. That's going to be killer. And I just want to say another component to this versus thing is also allowing artists that you might not hear from on a regular who may not have a major contract with a label or anything, you get a chance to hear them. And it exposes them to new fans, a new fan base. And that's the positive part about it. It keeps the business moving without actually involving the business of it. Mm-hmm. I would like to see Faith and Mary do it. I would like to see that. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. Naya?
Man, I be sounding like a parrot whenever you got to stop letting Michelle go first, man, because she make me look bad out here. Like, I ain't got no brain, man, but I swear I do. But my dad is a proponent. My dad is always talking about language, and I also agree. When I saw Monica's response, my dad is big on language, and especially the language of the oppressor. He calls it. Battle is one of those terms for me that I was always struggling with. I love the concept. And I love the fact that a lot of these artists, as Chike said, are getting the business able to get, spiked for themselves. Yeah. Their record sales are spiking again. Their downloads are spiking again. People are putting into their Pandoras again, or Spotify, whatever. So I totally appreciate that. And I love the fact that she introduced the idea. I don't like this, but let's call it a celebration. Then I'm all for it. Yeah. That's what music is. And I know Swizz and Timbaland meant that when they first came up with this thing, but that language is so important. It's so important to how we look at things. Mm-hmm. There are people invested in this to see the mess, and then there are people who are invested to see the actual celebration of our progress over the years with our great artists. That's what I'm in it for. That's what I appreciate about it. And if it's that way, I'm all for it. Chris Brown, I want to see Chris Brown celebrated with somebody, but I don't know who.
Yeah.
Who would be able, he kind of came along in an era where there were no dancers coming, there were just singers. So
I would say Usher.
I was thinking Usher too.
But he's after.
But you know what? I don't really think they have to be the same. I think they can be the same genre and same kind of style without being in the same exact.
That would be a good
one. Or maybe it's weight and impact.
Yeah.
Maybe it's weight and impact. Yeah,
because I'm sure most Usher fans listen to Chris, and most Chris fans listen to Usher.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that was a good one. I couldn't. I was thinking Trey Songz, no, because it's a different package,
Yeah, it
is. Usher would be. But I see, like, in my head, Usher's an OG already for me.
Yeah, he is. He is.
The OG.
We forget that. But think about it.
Can I speak something?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Stephen. Can I speak something to the battle, the verses, the whole battle word and the verses part? So in my youth, I was a dancer. I used to hip hop dance for a couple hip hop acts. And as a dancer, we used to have these things called battles and verses. And it wasn't anything negative. It was just us getting together to showcase our talent. And maybe, yes, we want to one-up the other person, but it was all in fun. It was all in learning. You steal techniques. You get new fan base. You actually can get a job from it. So that term has been around for a long time, and I think that people in the art world, and Stephen, being an artist, that doesn't necessarily mean anything negative. It's not anything, it's I guess the interpretation of it.
Yeah, I think with Tanaya's point, that's what they meant by it when it all started off. But we live in a day now with the internet, and they will go ham. They will go ham when you, especially in those comments. You gotta be crazy. I mean,
some of these artists who sign, they're not signing up for that. Like if Babyface and Teddy Riley would have had the trolls on them for real, in the context of battle, like, yo, Teddy, you was like, that would hurt a lot of their feelings. You know what I'm saying? But
there you go. There you go. I mean? But it goes to show, like with the Teddy Riley, Babyface, they had over 4 million people tune in. Most people, it got to the point where it was crashing and everyone couldn't tune in. But for those, Mother's Day is this coming Monday, and Babyface is doing Sunday. Yeah, what I say Monday? I'm sorry, Sunday, and Babyface is doing a Wait and Exhale listening party on his IG. So
wow,
that's how he's paying tribute to the mothers. So shout out to all the mothers out there. All right, so our last story, 2020, man, it's already been a crazy year. So now we have to deal with coronavirus and economic issues. Now we have to deal with these Asian giant hornets. They're often referred to as murder hornets. They've been spotted in the United States for the first time. These giant hornets are known for their freakish eyes and venomous sting. Scientists say that the first spotting was in Washington State, according to CNN. At more than 2 inches long, they are the world's largest hornets, and the sting can kill human beings if stung multiple times, according to experts. So they've been studying this at Washington State University. It said they're like something out of a monster cartoon with this huge yellow orange face. Pretty much they're saying that they're asking the bee people that work in the bee industry to please look out for these. Apparently they come over in the crates when they travel in the crates, and that's how they've got to the U.S. They're saying that people can die if they're stung multiple times. And actually, the people that work in the beekeepers, they have their suits. They had to change their suits because this thing can go through their suits. God. With everything else we're dealing with, what do you think about these monster bees, the killer bees, murder bees?
Honestly, I think it's just another fear factor thing that is just the media and society we live in push so much fear towards us. It's ridiculous. I'm sure there's been bees and all kinds of stuff that can kill human beings in the beginning of times. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't need anything else to be fearful of. The more people who watch the news, the more they feed into this fearful stuff. I have no comment, and it's ridiculous. This spotted one bee in Washington State, and then Washington University are the one doing the study on it. Duh, they brought it there.
Chicken.
Well, I, for one, will have my spray bottle of bleach and a tennis racket. I'm ready.
Right, tennis racket. A fly swatter ain't gonna cut it.
No, tennis racket.
Not here.
Yeah, if it ain't one thing, it's the next. That sounds like a good story and a good headline, but I ain't worried about no murder hornet.
Yeah,
right.
Not right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep my eye out open for it. My good eye.
Right. I keep my eye open, but yeah. I ain't
Steven.
Not even just a murder hornet. Have you seen a regular hornet? Like, they're scary looking.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine what this murder hornet looks like.
Right.
Steven is a 6'7", a 6'8", however tall he is, man, who is afraid of just about everything you can think of. Okay?
That's not true. So what she's talking about, and I'll tell the story.
It is ridiculous.
You afraid of bugs, man?
No, I'm not scared of
All kinds
bugs.
of stuff.
No, there was only one thing I was scared of, and she couldn't understand it. So one night I couldn't sleep. I'll tell the story real quick.
Well, let me tell the part. A few weeks ago, he was saying that he was having kind of anxiety with the whole corona thing when it first started. And I said, Steven, I think being outdoors, going for a run, would help because it's, being in nature and the exercise would help. Right. Knowing Steven, when he's not on board, he's like, there's not much feedback. So when he said that, I left it alone. And I was like, okay, well, he's not feeling it. But this is why. And then he responded with, yeah, I have knee problems. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm thinking myself, you can still go for a walk, but I just left it alone because there wasn't much feedback. And I knew it was something behind it, but he wasn't willing to share or ready to share.
Right.
I found out this weekend the real reason he's going to share that with you guys.
All right. So I'll tell the story real quick. So one night I couldn't sleep and I was in bed and I pulled out my Nextdoor app, which is a neighborhood app, to let you know what's going on in the neighborhood. And they're talking about coyotes. A coyote spot. I said, coyote. And so I didn't really know much about coyotes. So I started looking up coyotes on YouTube. I was up to like 3 a.m. looking at these YouTube, and I was like just entrenched with information about coyotes. And I said, oh no. I used to go, listen, mind you, I used to go run through my neighborhood all the time. All the time for years. I refused. And so finally, it was Friday. I said, I ain't seen a coyote since I started seeing all this stuff. Let me go for a walk. So I put my headphones on. I said, what am I scared of? So I did it. But so I told her, she said, I knew it was something.
The coyote's smaller than you. They more afraid of you than you are men.
No, but what I was saying is coyotes, they're typically scared of humans.
Right.
The more that they're around humans, they're not scared of them anymore.
Right.
But that's typically like in Oregon and Montana. It's not in
But
Georgia.
he was saying how the past few weeks that he's been afraid to go for this walk and jog thing.
No, it's been months.
He said his knees are bad.
Months that he's been afraid.
My knees are bad.
It's old people out there walking. It's kids out there. It's people with.
I was telling her that. I said, I see all these old people walking through the neighborhood. And then the crazy thing is when I did go for my walk on Friday, there's like this bush area. I said, that's where the coyotes would be.
Oh my God.
I see these two old people. They had their lawn chairs sitting out there chilling. I said, they ain't think about no coyote.
So if you
Not
go,
here. It was so ridiculous to me. I was like, you've been in the house, afraid to go for a walk in your own neighborhood, as big as you are.
It was bad. I would pull up to my house at night, and I'd be looking
and run to the door.
That is hilarious. That
Ridiculous.
is hilarious.
Even
I scared
Now
myself.
he on this Hornet thing. Now he gonna be looking at bees and.
Oh no, I ain't worried about the Hornets yet. I ain't worried about the Hornets
Going to
yet.
YouTube University tonight, huh?
Right. See what they talking about. Well, listen, Nair and Ms. Parker, thank you so much. Ms. Parker, we'll see you in your new segment, mental health with Ms. Parker.
Segment.
And Chike, I'll see you in movie reviews, and Nair, see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, listen,
All right,
again,
guys.
check us
See you
out on our
later. See
social
you
media.
Monday.
Check us out on our website, our YouTube channel, and see you next week.
Y'all have a great week.
Right back
You
after
awesome.
this.